Hello everyone, how's it going? Billy Ballgame here, formerly STL Puckhead, back with another video. I'm just taking a little break from watching college football today. What an amazing Saturday. Mizzou squeaking out the win over Kansas State on a 61-yard SEC record field goal by the thicker kicker Harrison Mevis. Mizzou tried to give the game away. There were really some issues at a few points in the game today, but overall the offense took care of the ball very well. A timely pick on defense, and it was a big win. I'm happy to get one over a ranked team finally for the first time, I believe, in Drinkowitz's tenure. So pretty cool day of college football today for me anyway. So today's video, I'm going to show you the 1979 top set that I got from the basement collection that I bought off of Mike Moynihan. So as you can see in the thumbnail, this set does not have an Ozzie Smith, and I knew this when I bought the set. And I have an Ozzie Smith graded in a BVG 6.5 that I would like to upgrade at some point. I know when I mentioned this previously, I just said a 79 top set with no Ozzie Smith, but that's okay because I have one graded or something like that. I knew there wasn't one there. So again, I paid a good price for this set. I'm going to go through the Hall of Famers and the stars. I've got some in card savers that I'm going to look at further and consider for grading. But I think there are some 7s and 8s, maybe even some 9s in this set. They're really clean cards as long as they're centered. There are a few with some ding corners and stuff like that, which can be expected. But overall, again, it's a great looking set of cards. I also got a return back from SGC today. For me, it's just one card, but it was another pickup from the basement collection that I'm really excited to show you guys. So I'll go ahead and spin this around, get into the card. So hopefully this video is a little bit shorter than last week's video. I'll be right back with you. All right, I'm back for the second part of the video. I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some cards. Hopefully I can keep this video fairly short. So I'm going to start out with the Bob Gibson that I got from the basement collection. This is just a really sharp card. I'm really happy to have it. I'm going to find a place to display it and just put it on a stand and leave it up on a shelf. But this one got a 6, a 64 Topps Giants, Bob Gibson. What an awesome card. This is the first one of these that I've ever owned. I think they're really cool, and they look really nice with the oversized SGC holder. They're just really sharp cards. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So yeah, happy to have this. And Chris, if you see this video before I talk to you, our order from SGC is here. We'll have to link up to get those to you. So I'm going to dive into the 79 cards. First, I'm going to show you a few of the stars and rookie cards. I believe this is Willie Upshaw's rookie card. He was a pretty good player for a while with the Blue Jays. Here's Carney Lansford's rookie card. He was a great player. Played on many good Oakland A's teams. One of the best third basemen in baseball for a while with the A's. Just a really good hit for a good average. Wasn't a huge power guy, but just put up good numbers. Solid player. Here's Pedro Guerrero. But look at that card. It's really sharp other than being a little bit off center. And a lot of these cards are really sharp. So here's Bruce Bochy, probably a one-day Hall of Fame manager. Lonnie Smith from my Whitey Ball Cardinals. Had some really good seasons with the Cardinals. Had a really good career overall. And then here's a Bobby Grich. Like I said in a previous video, his rookie card was 71. He has a ridiculously high WAR, I think like 66 overall. That once the analytics guys get a more prevalent vote for the Hall of Fame, Bobby Grich could end up there one day. Here is the Cobra, Dave Parker. Again, just a really sharp card. This one has a very slight slant to it, it looks like, at the bottom border. But I don't see cards from 1979 in this condition every day, so I can't even tell you how happy I am to have these. Here's Thurman Munson. I believe that's his last card. Really, really clean, just a little off center. What a player Thurman Munson was. George Foster. One year, I think he hit 49 home runs for the Big Red Machine. And, or no, there it is right there. 52 home runs, 149 RBIs, and won the National League MVP. Just a monster for the Big Red Machine for a few years. That's a really, really clean card. Dusty Baker, for sure, will get into the Hall of Fame one day as a manager. Pete Rose, who without a doubt should be in the Hall of Fame. Keith Hernandez, another really good player from the Whitey Ball days. We hated the Mets back then, so I was really upset when he signed with the Mets as a free agent. Here's the Dale Murphy, just off center. Really clean card. Steve Garvey, one of the best players in the National League during the 80s. I think he had 5 seasons spread out over his career where he had more than 200 hits in a season. Here's Tommy John. I think he's going to end up in the Hall of Fame one of these days. Here's a Pete Rose record breaker. Another really sharp card, just off center. Dwight Evans. I'm a big fan of Dwight Evans. I think he was a very, very underrated player for a long time. Borderline Hall of Famer. I'd like to see him get in one day. And then here's another one. Lou Whitaker. Part of a long time double play combo with Hall of Famer Alan Trammell, and I believe Lou Whitaker's career WAR is higher. He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame one day. And then another very underrated player, Vida Blue. So that's it for the star cards. I'm going to go through the Hall of Famers that I don't think I'm going to send into grade. So here's Tom Terrific, Tom Seaver. Beautiful card, just off center. If I think that might get a 7 or an 8 with that centering, I might send it in. Here's Paul Molitor. This is probably the worst centered card out of the entire set, but a really good card of Paul Molitor. Dave Winfield, another really nice card, just off center. Dennis Eckersley. Robin Yount. This one's really nice. It's off center top to bottom, but overall a really sharp card. Recent Hall of Fame inductee Jim Cott. Don Sutton. Mr. Match Game, as called by Rusty Nuts off of COG Sports Cards. Love those guys. Love their channel. Here's Goose. I love that picture. Awesome card. Jack Morris. I believe with the most wins of the 80s of any pitcher in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. Another great card. Here's the Reds team card with Sparky Anderson actually smiling in his photo. Don't see too many of those. Really nice card, just a little off center. Here are the Orioles with Hall of Fame manager Earl Weaver. This is a really sharp card. Phil Niekro. Again, a really sharp card. Gaylord Perry. Once again, Mr. Burt, be home by 11. Really, really good curveball. Really underrated pitcher. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame, so he can't be too underrated, but he gets no love. Whitey Herzog with the Royals. Bruce Sutter. Off-centered. He's in the wrong jersey there with the Cubs. Tony Perez. Here's a sharp Ted Simmons. Glad he finally got in the Hall of Fame. I may be biased, though. I'm a Cardinals fan. There's Gary Carter. Dodgers team card. Tommy Lasorda. Home run leaders. Jim Rice and that beast once again that I was talking about earlier. George Foster. Here's Cobra and Rod Carew. Batting leaders. Nolan Ryan and his future teammate, J.R. Richard, whose career was cut short way too early. Dude had over 300 strikeouts, I think, in 2 different seasons. Was just a monster and just coming into his own, really, when he had his stroke, unfortunately. Ron Guidry and Gaylord Perry. Ron Guidry was, I think, a 25-game winner at one point. And then here's Raleigh Fingers and Rich Gossage, Goose Gossage. And another Jim Rice and George Foster. So those guys led the league, both leagues, in home runs and RBIs in the 78 season, I guess. All right, so now the ones I'm going to consider for grading. So this Nolan Ryan I have in an SGC 7. You've seen it on one of my earlier videos. This one's really sharp. There's a little bit of a, looks like a stain right there. And it's a little off center top to bottom, but for a card that's almost as old as I am, it's in really good condition. Here's Rod Carew. Another really, really clean card. Alan Trammell. A little nick on that corner, it looks like. But when you consider these are roughly 45-year-old cards, I wish I looked this good when I was 45. Really clean Andre Dawson, the Hawk. Jim Palmer. Another really clean card. Great pitcher. Eddie Murray. 500 home run club switch hitter. Eddie Murray. Pretty clean. Reggie Jackson. Off center, left to right. Top to bottom a little bit too, but a really clean card. Mr. October. Jim Catfish Hunter. Another really clean card. Like this one might be a 9. I don't even know. Maybe a little rough on that edge down there, but they're just so clean. Fergie. Very nice card. All-time record holders for hits. George Sisler and Ty Cobb. Amazing how clean these are. All-time record holders RBIs. Hack Wilson and Hank Aaron. Love that card. All-time record holders for batting average. Rogers Hornsby and Ty Cobb. Rogers Hornsby, one of the all-time great Cardinals. Definitely on the Mount Rushmore of Cardinals. And then here's another one. Probably not on the Mount Rushmore, but he's close. Lou Brock. Another great Cardinals player. Very clean. Slightly off-center Jim Rice. Raleigh Fingers. Fully rocking the mustache on that one. I think 73 was the first card where his mustache makes an appearance. So 73 could be his mustache's rookie card. Here's Pops, Willie Stargell, just off center, top to bottom. Really clean. Steve Carlton, really good pitcher. Unfortunately, he came into his own with the Phillies, is where he really became known and made the most of his heavy lifting of his Hall of Fame career. Got his start with the Cardinals, of course. Here's Joe Morgan, really clean, just off center. Willie McCovey, really nice looking card. Johnny Bench, great looking card there. And then there's Lou Brock. This one just has a few minor issues down at the bottom. But I don't have any Lou Brock cards graded right now, so I'll send this in and hope that it gets a 7. But it's a good card, great looking card. There's Mike Schmidt. Again, very clean. This one looks pretty well centered overall, maybe a little, just slightly off top to bottom, but it looks good. Here's Yaz, off center, left to right. Happy to add this to the collection. And then here is George Brett. This looks like it's got stuff on the surface, but it's just fuzz inside the card saver. But that's a really clean card. And a lot of these cards, in 7s, some of them are, of the lesser known Hall of Famers or lesser name Hall of Famers, or, $20, $30 cards in 7s. But, 8s, they start to get up there a little bit, around $100 or more. And then it's in 9s, if you can get a 9 on them, some of them are worth quite a bit of money. So I would like to get a few 9s. It'll take me a while to get all these graded. Like I said in the previous video, SGC is going to be getting a lot of my money here in the next few months. All-time record holders for strikeouts: Nolan Ryan, Walter Johnson. Nolan Ryan's one of my favorite players of all time, probably right up there with King Griffey Jr. and Ozzie Smith. Was a huge Nolan Ryan fan in high school. All-time record holders: ERA, Walter Johnson, the Big Train, and Dutch Leonard. All-time record holders: Roger Maris for a season, and Hank Aaron, the career leader. And then here we have the Mets team card with Joe Torre. Look how clean that is. Look at the centering on that. What an amazing card. And then last but not least, we have Bobby Cox, Hall of Fame manager with the Braves. So that's going to wrap up this video. I appreciate everyone's support. I just went over 300 subs today. So it's amazing how fast my channel has grown since my Man Cave tour video. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning into the video. Please throw this one a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'll get another video out next weekend for you all. I hope everybody has a good one, and until then, I will talk to you later.